Let's start at the beginning. What is IFTA anyway? Don't you hate it when someone asks you what you do for work and when you tell them you're met with a bunch of blank stares and confusion? I'm not sure there is a 30-second elevator pitch, but we're going to do our best to explain. Governments need to collect taxes. They do that to build and repair roads and other infrastructure, and every state and province does that through the collection of tax. IFTA is the acronym for International Fuel Tax Agreement, and it's a program to collect fuel tax for commercial vehicles. It's an agreement between all of the states and provinces to collect fuel tax from their carriers and distribute that tax amongst all the other jurisdictions who act as agents for each other. If you operate in a single jurisdiction and those vehicles that you operate never leave that base jurisdiction, then you don't need IFTA. You don't need IFTA because 100% of your fuel tax that you pay at the pump remains in that jurisdiction. But as soon as you travel to somewhere other than your base jurisdiction, you have to pay them fuel tax. Why go to the trouble? Fuel tax rates are different in every jurisdiction, and if you could, wouldn't you buy all of your fuel where you paid the least amount of fuel tax? Or couldn't the jurisdictions just charge the same rate for fuel tax? Not that simple. There are many factors that go into deciding the tax rates in each of the jurisdictions. So, why IFTA? Carriers pay the fuel tax based on the amount of fuel they consume in any jurisdiction they travel in. IFTA is the mechanism to level the playing field by netting the fuel taxes charged for all jurisdictions. At this point, you may be asking, how do you get the numbers you need for IFTA? But we'll cover this in more detail later or in subsequent lessons. Every carrier with an IFTA license deals with and reports to their base jurisdiction on a quarterly basis. The return is a way to net the taxes based on consumption less tax-paid fuel for each jurisdiction. If you're working with fleet tax compliance, you'll be aware or will have to become familiar with other tax programs. The IFTA distance numbers most often form the base for other fleet tax or sales tax programs which may affect your company. Getting IFTA right from the start is critical to your fleet tax compliance program. In our next lesson, we're going to talk about who needs IFTA. Stay tuned.